Dr. Renee Mehrra. Thank you so much for joining Zoom In with Renee. Today, my guest is a very prominent Indian American singer and a very dear friend of mine I've known for like over 20 years now. She is Falu, that's her stage name. And Falu has been bridging the cultural gap and fostering harmony with her unique style of music, which blends Indian classical music, Hindustani classical music, with contemporary pop and alternative rock. And the final sound is very, very mesmerizing. So thank you, Falu, for joining me after quite some time now. You've been in New York since, I think, 2000. You got married to Dr. Shah, and he's an oncologist, Gaurav. Been singing for over 24 years in US, and also served as Carnegie Hall's musical ambassador to New York City. And I want to share with our viewers that Falu is a Grammy-winning artist for her All Colorful World, which was the best children's album. She's also got 3 more Grammy nominations. Let's go back and tell us about your journey in the US, how it all started. I know you've done many global collaborations as well.
Well, it started first of all with you, Renee ji.
Yes, I know. We came to the studio, absolutely.
Thank you for inviting us as your guest back in the early 2000s when I first immigrated to this country, and you were such a great role model to follow. Let me start with that. So thank you for having me, and you have inspired me since my first day in America, and you continue to inspire me every day. So a big thank you, and I know that Indian television and Indian culture could not have been promoted better if you were not a part of that story with us. So for the community, what you've done has been just so inspiring. And even my son, who is this 3rd generation, watches your shows.
When you were pregnant with your son, and I remember we saying, and you said, Renee, do you want to be Masi or Bua? And I said, I opted for Masi. I still remember that.
Yes, and the 3rd generation is also as inspired as the 2nd generation. So we were so honored that today I get a chance to speak to you and talk about my journey, which has been very, I would say it started with absolutely no idea of how a musician from India can survive. But, we keep going and going, moving and upward and onward, and stuff happens, collaborations happens, songs are written, sometimes they are picked up, sometimes not. And with that in mind, a musician always looks forward to the journey more than the destination. And in my case, I've done the same. I look forward to the journey of just doing music in every aspect of my life, being it a new mom or a new bride or having adopted a new country, learning how the culture works and all of that. So my gurus, Ustad Sultan Khan Sahab, Komini Munshi and Kishori Amonkar, along with Uday Mazumdar, has been an inspiration constantly to me to tell me that everything you do is okay, keep going. And they taught me that there is no shame in failing. So take chances and fail. It's okay. We're here to catch you. And that kind of backbone that you get from your parents and gurus and your community has been very big for my support in keeping my journey alive.
I know you were from Jaipur, Gharana, and Ustad Sultan Khan Ji, whom I had the honor and privilege of meeting and interviewing and getting a gift of Tanpura from him. He's been your guru. So he's been a great inspiration to me as well. You did a lot of collaborations. You did with Wilma, with Wycliffe Jean, and you did I think, musical score for Angelina Jolie as well.
Mm-hmm.
You were one of the artists at President Obama's state dinner, and I was there too. So it's, again, we have some common events that we can talk about and some great memories. You sang alongside music composer, the great A.R. Rahman ji, yes. Twice actually, one for Time Magazine's annual gala and then for President Obama's state dinner for Prime Minister Manmohan Singh ji. Moving on, you did Abundance of Millets to be nominated for Grammys, and that's celebrating the International Year of Millet with the United Nations last year. And that has Prime Minister Modiji. You worked with him and his office. So share that great memory.
Last year was all about millets.
Yes.
So healthy eating and healthy
And I hope you
singing.
like millets. I do.
I love millets. We used to
Yes,
eat bajri jowar at home
all the time.
every
Yes,
winter. My mother always made rotlas.
yes,
So as a Gujarati, that's the first thing we eat is bajri na rotla and jowar na rotla as soon as November sets in.
yeah.
So it was nothing new to us when this millets was introduced on such an international way. But it just reminded us the nutritional values and benefits of this super grain. And Modi ji wanted to do this awareness campaign around it in conjunction with the United Nations, as it declared, you just mentioned, International Year of Millets. And we wanted to make this a global phenomenon, just like yoga is the International Day of Yoga. And now everybody does it in the entire world. We want a lot of people in lots of parts in the world to adopt and eat millets. Because of first, its nourishing values, its salt properties, gluten-free, high in protein, but also that it grows in low rainfall regions that are affected by climate change,
Yeah.
which is so many countries and so many areas are going through this problem now. So millets is a great alternative to grow rather than rice and wheat. So we wanted to have farmers understand this, have families understand that by supporting millets, you're going to support the next generation, future generation to have proper food with nutritional value.
Yes.
So what happened is he invited me to write a song. He wanted to use music as a force, as a powerhouse to promote awareness of millets. And first it was like, okay, I just very childishly asked him, would you write it with us? And he said yes, to my happy surprise. And I was so happy when he said
Does
yes.
he call you Falu or Falguni?
He calls me Falu and he calls me Beta.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
nice.
it's so nice. It's like, working with a fatherly figure for me.
Of course.
He also speaks Gujarati. So we speak in Gujarati when we're together. And 20 minutes of that initial meeting, started the song. And I came back to America. Then we had a group of people who wrote it with us, including my husband, Gaurav Shah, who also sings on it. And there are 5 other writers that collaborated, because it is not a song about love or separation. You can write about it easily, but to write about a grain and to make it global in 2 languages and to make it meaningful and catchy,
Yeah.
that's a lot of work. A lot of thinking has gone into it. It had to be in 2 languages, which is understood in India as well as elsewhere in the world, mainly. So we chose to have English and Hindi. And it also needed to be something that people could sing along, right? Not just, you can sing a song about millet, but it has to sit in your heart and in your brain. So the melody has to be very catchy. So we worked on all that, and then we went back and forth, and he wrote his speech, and he sent us several versions of different speeches, and we had to put
Speech
it.
is added in the song.
Yeah, he actually recorded and wrote the speech for this song.
Wow.
So it was on the beat of how we had to put everything together, the music and speech and words and lyrics and melody and chords and production, everything came together. But it took months to get this together because we had to work with his travel schedule. Of course, he's a busy man. So we would send it and then we would get a feedback and we would change and send it back. And it was a back and forth.
हमारे अन्नदाता के और हम सब के साझा प्रयासों से श्री अन्न भारत की और विश्व की समृद्धि में नई चमक जोड़ेगा। आज विश्व जब इंटरनेशनल मिलेट ईयर मना रहा है तो भारत इस अभियान की अगुवाई कर रहा है।
How long did that take you?
4 to 5 months.
I want to sing a little bit of lines from there.
Sure. So the Hindi part goes like this. Le lo bajri juwar, le lo ragi salo साल, सारे गुण से भरे हैं ये है बेमिसाल, श्री अन्न खाकर जियो हजारों साल, ले लो नाच नीचे ना ले लो रागी सालो साल.
So much that we can gain. The magic of this brain.
खाओ कोडो राजगीरा कांगनी कुट्टू सामा और सनवा तंदुरुस्त रहो तुम कभी न हो बीमार किसानों को हम दे दे थोड़ा थोड़ा प्यार ले लो बाजरी जुवार ले लो रागी सालो
Wow. It's been also nominated for the Grammys.
Abundance in Millets. Yes,
Yes.
it has been nominated for a Grammy, and we go to the Grammys on Sunday.
So wish you all the very best for that.
Thank you.
And then you talking about Grammys 2022, The Colorful World,
Yes.
Best Children's Album, and you won the Grammy for that. How did that come about? I know you wanted, it was more for your son at that time because you wanted him to get a musical journey of South Asia.
That was the first album, Falu's Bazaar, which was also
And
nominated.
your mom is in it too.
Yes, my mom sang in it too. And you interviewed us after that.
Yes, yes.
So that was specially made for basically, I wrote all the songs for my son, who was 4 or 5 back then. And, he used to come home and ask me questions like, why are we brown? Or why do we eat yellow food, yellow rice? Or why do we speak Gujarati at home? And as an immigrant mother, to give this heritage to a 4-year-old is not easy, but musically you can do it. So I started writing songs telling him haldi is, the namak and jeera and all the name of the spices and pots and pans, and made him interested in Indian kitchen. And the songs reflected our rich heritage that we inherit as Indian immigrants here. So that was my first effort to promote Indian culture and heritage and language. It has 3 languages, Hindi, Gujarati, and English. So that was for my son, but somehow my band thought it was a good album, and they, somebody submitted it and we got nomination. It was the first surprise of my life. But that was the first Grammy nomination we got. Then the second one was when George Floyd died. So when that incident happened, there was COVID and there was just so much going on in the world. My kid was not able to go to the park because parks were closed in New York City. There was no play date. And, they see all these news on the TV and children got intimidated. They got scared of their color and how their race was and how a brown child would be treated outside. So just for him to be at ease with his identity, with his skin color and his religion, Hindu, we figured out that we wanted to write a song that unified and assimilated us rather than scared people from our skin, right? So we wrote a song called Crayons for kids, very easy way, how crayons have different colors and different identities, and how they all live very peacefully, holding on to their identities in a little box, a crayon box. In the similar way, human beings from different race, religions, communities can come together and live peacefully in this big globe, big earth, Mother Earth. And that was a message that I wanted to tell him, that you don't have to be scared because you're different. In fact, you should be proud of your heritage.
Absolutely. And it's a great message, especially for our young generation and, for your son growing up. And it makes him feel confident and, celebrate his own culture and acknowledge his identity and be proud of it. And at the same time, be part of all ethnicities. We all one. That's what I always say. So we are one big family. And our scriptures talk about it all the time. And I think it's a great time to disseminate this message. especially to our next generation. Kudos to you, and you won the Grammy song for that. So Falu's Bazaar, then came A Colorful World, Abundance in Millets, and there's so much abundance in millets. You have worked with your husband, Dr. Gaurav Shah, who's an oncologist. You collaborate still with him?
Yes, he sings with us. He plays with us. We write
Harmonium,
together.
yes, yes.
Harmonium, and we sing together all the time. I mean, I feel myself half empty when I don't have Gaurav next to me. And that's the whole beauty. That's music brought us together and it has kept us together.
Absolutely.
So it is very important bond that we share between us as a couple, but also between us as a family. My son is also learning Indian music.
I was about to ask you, yes.
Yeah, so we basically do Indian classical music at home, and he's getting ready to become the 12th generation of the gharana, and he's learning. And we're not yet ready to show his training because obviously, it's such a massive ocean of knowledge that we have to sink in it. And so he's learning, he's training, I'm training him, Gaurav's training him. So we will see where it goes. But right now, with iPads and all the distractions and social media that kids have,
yes,
music centers him. So it's been a blessing to have Indian classical music in our house as the bond and the only thing that we fall back on when we have any sort of, questions in life.
Absolutely. He's now what, 11 years old?
12.
12. He's 12 now. Yeah, music is therapeutic. And it's like a balm on your soul. It frees you. I feel it liberates you from so many challenges that you face in life. It just is like meditation. It grounds you, centers you, brings you back to your true self, which is calm and peaceful. Artists who are trying to spread their unique style of music and at the same time with a great message become role models for so many young people. So that's what you and Gaurav are doing. What is your next project?
Well, a new album's coming out on February 9th. It's called American Patchwork Quartet. I'm the lead singer in this band, and it is we have taken American folk songs that are old and have been brought here by immigrants from Scotland and Europe. And they used to sing this song, and now we as immigrants, we sing it with our own masala. We say American folk songs with an Indian twist.
Share a couple of lines on that. American folk songs with an Indian masala twist.
So there's a song called Shenandoah, which is a very old folk song from American repertoire. And when you put it in a raga, which is for my sake, it was Alaya Bilawal, how can that song bring the authenticity of India, but also remain intact with its own style? So I'll sing a song for you. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you away, your rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you away. I'm bound away across the wide Missouri.
Wow, it's so soothing, and that's where the Indian classical music touch comes in.
We bring the ornamentation, the microtones, the inflections from our music. We blend it with this song, but keeping its integrity is what I'm trying.
It's wonderful. That's what makes your music so unique.
And a promise that I have given to my teachers that I will not take this music with me when I die, but in fact pass it on to the 12th generation. So Nishad, my son, is obviously training, but I have one other girl also coming, and she's very cute and 8 years old. And so children is an age that I'm looking at, because when you get them young, they get this culture and they become one with it much easier. So, and I also do teach sometimes adults. depending on how timing works out. But yes, I'm giving back. I don't want to take anything away with me when I die, but I want to leave it back for everyone to pass it on to their future generations.
That's so very important. What if somebody wants to learn? What some of the few tips that you would like to share with our viewers, how they can get best of their voice, which is their instrument, to get the best in their voice culture and voice engineering nowadays, that's what we call it, how to get the best out of it?
Well, every timbre, every voice is different. They have different ranges. So it really depends on which range you are in. And I would just say that use your voice very gently as an instrument. Don't ever strain it. And make sure that at all times you're thinking about the health of your voice as much as you're thinking about the health of your body.
Icy cold drinks,
Icy cold drinks and no.
absolute no. Wish you all the very best, Falu, for your Grammy nomination of Abundance in Millets, and also for your new album, the one that's coming out on February 9th.
Thank you so much. It's called American Patchwork Quartet, and it's about American music sung by immigrants and how we are looking forward to seeing how this country will receive it. We hope it gives unity and positivity to everybody who listens to it, but you can follow us at Falu Music on all social medias at Falu Music, and our website's www.falumusic.com.
Keep continuing these collaborations and fostering harmony all around so that we make this world a better place through music and through our creativity.
Thank you so much, Renee, for having me.
Thank you, Falu. Thank you. And I'm Dr. Renee Mehrra. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay positive.